to represent New Zealand, that's always an absolute dream of any Kiwi. We're such a proud sporting country that I feel like I'm trying to represent the country as best I can, and I'm so proud to be here. For me, that's it. It's just, I'm honestly so proud to be part of a team that can call themselves Team New Zealand, Prior to this, I was down in Christchurch building with a mate. That's what initially got me into the shore crew was, working as a builder. Still hadn't really registered that I could be trying to get on the boat. I was just focused on what I was doing in the shore crew, and I was honestly stoked to be doing that. Like, that's as much of a part of the team as anything, that's super important and honestly still really hard. And I had Louis telling me to start, just doing little bits of grinding here and there, and then gradually progress through that from kind of doing it for fun to him saying, oh, you should put a bit more in and try and do what we do. Just didn't know which way it was going to go, and then gradually little bits sort of fell into place along the way, and then I started doing the grinding. It has always been like a goal in the back of my mind, but I've never thought it would happen. It's been one of those ones where I just said, I wrote it down when I was at uni in Dunedin at some point. It was copying Richie McCaw actually. I think it was his dad made him write down all his goals. I don't know, just a way to validate what you're actually trying to achieve, in the next 5 to 10 years and sort of break down how you're going to do it, etc. I wrote the goal that I wanted to be in Team New Zealand as a sailor, and it was one of those really ambitious goals that you wouldn't dream of telling anybody, and I haven't told anybody probably until now because it's happened. I'm trying to put on as much weight as I can, and so I've definitely gotten a bit heavier and probably a bit more stocky, I'd say. I don't think it's done anything for my appearance. I just feel like I look shorter now than I did before, probably. It's just so much of an upper body exercise that, you just find yourself getting wider and wider, and the legs start looking skinnier and skinnier. But that's just the nature of it, eh? I know people that would call me really lucky, but honestly, I felt prior to this America's Cup, I would have said I was the opposite, or quite unlucky, And having that list makes it sound like I planned this thing the whole time to jump into the sailing team, and it just absolutely wasn't the case. Like, I knew that was there in the back of my mind, but I thought that it would be maybe the campaign after, or the campaign after if I'm really lucky. It sounds cheesy, that's what you always hear, and people say, oh, like if you believe it, you can do it, and that's kind of what I wanted to test out. And that's what sort of drove me through that first year when I was in the shore crew and I was training, was just, well, I'm just going to see if what they say is right, I'm just going to see if I keep doing this, will it eventually happen? If I was going to advise anybody, it was just to seriously bite off the biggest bite you possibly can, get yourself in a sink or swim situation and just bloody try and swim, and you probably will. I think you only make it easier for the people you're competing against if you opt out of taking on those challenges. I think the best thing you can do for yourself is just absolutely be as optimistic as you can and just go for it,